Ever wonder why you seem to be your own worst enemy at times? This is a question that hits home for many of us. It's the paradox of self-sabotage, a concept that can be as baffling as it is destructive. Let's unpack this a bit. Self-sabotage is when we actively or passively take steps to prevent ourselves from reaching our goals. It's like a twisted game of chess where we're both the player and the opponent. And the paradoxical part, that's the kicker. Despite our conscious desire for success and achievement, we subconsciously set traps for ourselves, hindering our own progress. These traps may be manifested as negative thoughts, procrastination, or even self-doubt. They're like invisible hurdles that we place on our own path, often without even realizing it. We're effectively blocking our own way to success. So, let's delve into real-life examples to better understand this perplexing behavior. Consider the story of Jane, a talented writer who dreamed of publishing her own novel. Jane had a knack for weaving intricate plots and creating vivid characters. Despite her talent, she often found herself procrastinating, choosing to clean her apartment or watch a series rather than write. When she did manage to sit down and write, she would be consumed by self-doubt, questioning the quality of her work and wondering if it was even worth pursuing. This fear of failure held her back from realizing her dream. Now, let's shift our attention to John, an aspiring entrepreneur with a groundbreaking idea. He had the resources and the drive to start his own business. But much like Jane, John was a victim of self-sabotage. His perfectionism kept him stuck in the planning phase, always feeling like he needed to research more, prepare more, perfect his business plan more. His lack of self-belief made him question if he was truly capable of running a successful business, and his fear of success made him worry about the pressure and responsibility that would come with it. Both Jane and John demonstrate how we can unknowingly obstruct our own path. They had dreams and talents, yet they allowed their fears and insecurities to hold them back. But the good news is, this pattern can be changed. So how do we stop being our own worst enemies? The key to overcoming self-sabotage is a journey of self-awareness. It's about understanding yourself and your patterns. You see, self-sabotage isn't born out of nowhere. It's often the result of underlying issues such as fear of failure, fear of success, or a deep-seated belief that we're not good enough. To stop it, we need to dig deep and expose these roots. Once we understand the root cause, the next step is to challenge our negative self-talk. This is the little voice in our head that says, "You can't do this," or "You don't deserve that." But guess what? We can replace this negative chatter with positive affirmations. We can tell ourselves, "I can do this," or "I deserve this," and start to believe it. Setting realistic goals is another powerful antidote to self-sabotage. Sometimes, we set ourselves up for failure by aiming too high too soon. But if we break our goals down into manageable chunks, we're more likely to achieve them. And finally, don't hesitate to seek professional help if you're struggling. Therapists and coaches are trained to help you navigate these tricky waters. Remember, the first step to change is recognizing the need for it. So, recognize your self-sabotaging patterns, challenge them, and find your path to success. Self-sabotage can be a tough cycle to break, but it's not impossible. Remember, overcoming this pattern is paramount to both your personal and professional success. It's time to look inward, to identify and confront your own self-sabotaging habits. Take a brave step towards breaking these cycles. It might be challenging, but it's a journey worth embarking on. After all, the only person you should be competing with is yourself. So stop standing in your own way. Your success story awaits.